Hello everyone. Today is the anniversary of my great-grandmother Harmony's earthly birthday. She's no longer on the earth plane. She's now with her parents and her children in the spirit world, the world of the ancestors. My great-grandmother Harmony, or Sun-rae, was an incredible woman, born and raised in South Korea. She was an amazing mother of 8 beautiful children. She was a talented farmer, seamstress, and cook. And despite her tough life, she lived with so much love and compassion in her heart that was palpable through her loving gestures, actions, and seeing how cherished and loved she was by her children, grandchildren, and her great-grandchildren. She had the most amazing sense of humor, capable of making an entire room laugh, even though she spoke Korean and we didn't. She was also a very deeply spiritual and mystical woman, capable of reading palms, communicating with plants and animals, and still shining her radiant bright light despite the hardships of her life. She survived World War I, World War II, and the Korean War, but 4 of her beautiful children did not survive the war. And so I've created this memorial garden in honor of her young children that died too soon from war and disease. This memorial garden is a tribute to not only my great aunts and uncles that died as young children, but to all the members of my ancestry and lineage that have died too soon, whether it was from miscarriage or any other unfortunate circumstance. This memorial garden sits beneath the Ancestor tree, a tall, gorgeous Korean holly tree that sits around my ceremonial sacred fire pit and my pond. And this tree agreed to be the ancestor tree. And this is a place to connect with my ancestors, to release and process emotions, a place to seek ancestral support and to seek counsel, and to connect deeper with the roots of my being and discover and learn the magic, talents, and medicine of my people. And we all have ancestors with incredible talents and superpowers that was woven into their DNA, and their magic and their medicine is also woven into our DNA. We have access to all of their gifts, abilities, and incredible attributes. And so this little memorial garden, to honor those that have died too young, that sits beneath the ancestor tree, is a place to connect with my people, my tribe, to learn more about their gifts, and to go deeper into the essence of my being, to the roots of where I come from, up to who I am. And perhaps an ancestor memorial garden is waiting to be created in your yard. You can see here, there's some chamber bitters, which is a medicinal herb that's found in my yard and is said to represent the sadness of a mother longing for her children, because the leaves are shaped like tears and it blooms tiny. I don't think this one has any yet, but it blooms tiny little crystal-like flowers that drip from beneath the leaves. Now, I didn't originally plan to place this memorial garden here. I originally planned to place it somewhere else. But the ancestors were very clear that this is where it needs to be. The original place I prepared was crawling with ants all over. And it was a sign that it was not meant to go there, but rather right here, underneath the ancestor tree. And so here it finds its home. And although chamber bitters represents the sadness and longing of a mother to be with her children, my beloved great-grandmother Harmony is now with her parents and her children. And so you can see I have some beautiful items to bless this memorial with. I have some peacock feathers, and this is a symbol of beauty, grace, and good luck. There's some gems from the sea, some seashells, and some coral for wealth and abundance, some adventuring for prosperity, and a giant rose quartz stone for love, compassion, and eternal joy. There is also some flowers from my garden. There's some marigolds, the flowers of the ancestors that I grew from seeds in my garden, and some Indian longshot canna lilies, which were my grandmother's dying gift to me for my new home. And the canna lilies are a medicine all of their own. They're said to purify and bless the environments that they're in. And they are a symbol of a beautiful and prosperous future. So of course, I place this as an offering to my ancestors, which is a gift from my grandma. Then there is one of my Korean holly medicine bundles for protection and blessings that I use to prepare the sacred space, the sacred site, and I leave with them as an offering. And this memorial garden is between my pond and my sacred ceremonial fire pit, which sits behind me. And this is the perfect place for my ancestors, so that my ancestors always have a place around my sacred fires and supporting my ceremonies. And it is such an honor, and also it's a birthright to connect with our ancestors, to communicate with them, and to discover the gifts that they have been waiting for us to access. Our ancestors are here to support us in our healing journeys, because when we heal ourselves, we are also healing them and our future lineage. So if you feel inspired and called to connect with your ancestry, perhaps there's an ancestor garden or ancestor table waiting to be created in your home. So I hope you enjoyed this video and glimpse into a part of my yard, my memorial garden for those who died too young, that sits beneath the ancestor tree, a place where I come to connect with my ancestors and my people. And I hope you enjoyed this tribute to my ancestors on the day of my great-grandmother Harmony's earthly birthday. And I wish you all a truly blessed and magical journey in working with your ancestors, and blessings on your healing journey.